A lot of reviewers rarely mention sound design, and when they do it's very brief, and I'm guilty of this as well, and as an audio geek myself I don't know why I do it. Creative sound is even what I did my degree in, so this video is probably me seeking redemption for not giving sound its proper merit. Or it's just me convincing myself that the thousands I have in student debt wasn't a massive waste of time. There's just one rule, no mods. The sound has to be good in the core game. So if you have a decent set of headphones or speakers, crank them up, because I'm going to be playing samples.
Number 5.
Thief: The Dark Project. If you want a game where audio is a core part of the experience, then Thief: The Dark Project is it. You had to watch what surface you were walking on when sneaking, else enemies might be able to hear you. Obviously you have the visual cues, you'll see a metal floor and go, fuck that, I want some carpet. But the audio changes depending on what you're walking on. Now yes, this is pretty much in every game now, but in Thief, enemies played by this rule as well. You'll be walking down a corridor and hear an enemy in another room moving around. Using the audio was often your best way of trying to locate where an enemy is. It's not like most stealth games where you're just given a radar which tells you where everyone is. No, you had to use your eyes and ears. It's a funny yet cool experience when you sneak up on a guard, not looking at what surface you're on, only to walk across a metal floor or knock into something, making a loud thud. Then the guard turns around, calls you a taffer and shivs you up. By today's standards, the audio quality isn't great and the voice acting on the guards is laughable, but I honestly think the audio design is a key part of the immersion, hell even the game as a whole. Every one of the Thief games uses audio really well, even the reboot, but the Dark Project is the one that started it all and set the groundwork.
Who's there? Drop that weapon! Don't... Is that you? Who is there? Is someone there? Number 4.
Battlefield: Bad Company 2. Even though I don't really like the modern Battlefields, I have to admit all the Battlefield games have great audio, but Battlefield: Bad Company 2 is where I really noticed it. If you have a decent sound system and neighbours close by, they might think World War III has started outside. Every gun has an awesome punch to its sound, and depending on the environment they're in, the sound will reverberate differently. That's what sets the Battlefield games apart for me. There's a real attention to detail in the audio. The sound of dirt falling after a meaty explosion, bullets ricochet off different materials, planes flying overhead, it's just a constant barrage of audio design mastery.
Keep hitting those shooters.
Number 3.
Resident Evil Remake. Less is more. That's how I would describe Resident Evil's sound design. The audio cues were so simple yet effective. That zombie groan is iconic, and the pitter-patter of the dog's footsteps before it leaps out from off screen is just simple, effective audio design at its best. What the game really does well is it knows when to hold back. Just the sound of your footsteps and nothing else. Silence is a powerful tool, I think. It leaves your mind to make up what could potentially be lurking ahead, waiting to rip your colon out. The environment sounds were also really nicely done. They were subtle, wind howling through the trees, thunder outside and drips from the ceiling. They weren't overbearing and really added to the atmosphere. The door loading screens were a nice way to build atmosphere using audio. It's just silent. Then the door opens, then the screen fades in and sometimes some music. I've always thought that a big part of horror games is its audio design being used as a tool to draw you in, and Resident Evil proves that. Elite Dangerous. As good as Battlefield's sound is, they are just real-world recorded sounds that have been put in the game. Obviously a lot of editing has been done to them, but the process of actually creating the sound hasn't been done. Elite Dangerous had to create sounds to suit its setting. For example, none of us know what going into hyperspace sounds like, but it will probably sound like it does in Elite Dangerous. But we know what footsteps sound like, we know what gunshots sound like, you see what I'm saying? I'm sure some of their sounds started off as real-world sounds, like a car engine or something, but they've been manipulated in a way to create a brand new sound, which takes a lot more work and creativity than just recording a gunshot and editing it a bit. Your ship's computer sounds like a seductive mistress, ship engines all sound unique as well, and the sound of civilians getting on with their lives in the space station you're docked at, the sound of another ship flying over your head in Super Cruise, it's just so cool. It's one thing to draw players into a world that could plausibly exist like Battlefield, but it takes a lot more creativity drawing players into a world that is almost beyond our comprehension using audio. And in 1,000 years, when we're all dead and the world is only populated by North Koreans, they will access the history archives and see Elite Dangerous and go, how did they predict our future?
Released. Engines engaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Frameshift charge detected. Target destroyed.
Number 1!
Silent Hill 2. If I was able to give a university masterclass on sound design in games, I'd just point to Silent Hill 2 and say pretty much that. But I'm on that pesky sex offender list, which prevents me from doing that.
Disclaimer, I'm not a sex offender.
Silent Hill does what I praise Resident Evil for, and that's the use of silence. I think Silent Hill does a better job though, because most of Resident Evil's sounds, like footsteps, were just recorded with very little manipulation involved, which is fine. But Silent Hill sound designer and composer Akira Yamaoka has stated that he took sounds we are familiar with, like radio static, and manipulated them in a way that made them sound foreign to us in order to get into our heads more. He also brought in sound effects a few frames early on certain things, like enemy footsteps, which you might think of as bad audio syncing, but again, Yamaoka has said this was to make things seem foreign to the player, so I had a look. Okay, you do have to look a bit, but yeah, he does. I would bet a high percentage of players wouldn't even notice that. I didn't the first time I played it, but those that did, it probably had the intended effect. The fact he went to those lengths and put that much effort in is awesome. And you know what? I think that's genius. It shows that he was passionate about the project and really wanted it to stand out. And like Elite Dangerous, he put a lot more effort in than just recording some audio and placing it in the game. I don't mean that as a disrespect to any of the games on the list, not at all. Obviously they put lots of effort and time in. And I imagine audio design for horror compared to action is a completely different skill set. But in terms of audio creativity, I think Silent Hill 2 smashes it.